Hi friends, Tilly here, and I am making this a little early. I'm not going to put it on YouTube for a little while yet because these won't be mailed out for creating the Crafty Life swap. I did join one Make a Tag, and this is really, I think, the first tag that I've made to give away. I made one tag for myself in the fall when we were doing the ATC cards, just to try to make one. But I've not ever done one to swap with anyone else. So I did want to do the video, but like I say, I don't want to, our mailing date isn't until the end of January, and I don't want this to go out too terribly early so that it's, it kind of spoils it for the friends that are going to be receiving the tags. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I put it together, and it's really been kind of a trial for me. I have had difficulty in the past finding the colors that I want and how to achieve that color. It's almost hidden now. This background, I did the cardstock or the the word will come to me later. The heavy paper. I cut it out to size, and then I gessoed it. And originally I had used my mist. I just didn't realize it was going to be so very dark. I spritzed it with the mist, and then when I saw that how very dark it was, I went back over it with the with more gesso, and after that, it just wasn't the pink that I wanted. So I got one of my, I can't remember what I used. It's one of the Stampin' Up! Colors, and I don't even see it up there on my board right now. I must have it down somewhere in this mess. Just putting them together now, so it really is kind of a mess. I put that, I used the stamp, and I stamped all over it. It's a very light pink, thinking that I would get even, a pinker color. This is kind of rosy, or what I like to call Pepto-Bismol underneath here. And then I cut out the coordinations in the same size, and then I just ripped it all the way around because, you can rely on the color going all the way through the paper. It's just a variation of the color. So I ripped it out to size. It still wasn't exactly what I wanted to have totally around the corners. So what I did was get one of my Stampin' Up! Corners stamps that I've had for a very long time, and if you can see along here is a nice lacy border, and so I really gooped it up with enough embossing, the Versamark, and then poured the white, there it is, and poured the white embossing powder over that, and heated that up to give it kind of a little bit of a lacy border underneath and a little bit of dimension. Then I glued my paper down that I had torn, and I started cutting out and I had made these little butterflies too. I saved all my tissue. I love tissue paper. I adore tissue paper. And I have received some from friends, and wrapping things in tissue paper. So I can't tell you where I even got this. I've had it for ever and ever, I think. And I used the Tim Holtz mover and shaper butterfly. And I made myself several of the little butterflies in different shades of, and then I put the two little bling, you know, the mesh. I cut that off and put two little bling to make the little butterfly body. What else did we do? Oh, my lady. Of course, you know the paper roses. One of them I spritzed with the red, and this is just a long piece of lace that I had also for a million years, like this, and I just cut it off in a triangle and put it in the bottom, and did the roses over that. What I did want to get for you, though, was my lady. I really do like her, and it's supposed to have a little bit more of a vintage look according to the instructions. And so what I did was, of course, I go straight to the place where I get just the majority of my work. It's Lady in the Cupboard, and I get it from I get the graphics, GRAFICS, Fairy, FAIRY. And I don't mean to be kindergartenish. It's just that sometimes I'm listening to videos that others do, and they say the names of a product or a place, and I don't get it. I just, you know, and I listen to it over and over, and I just can't get it. And so quite often I'll spell to you merely because I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing it well enough for you to be able to understand what I'm saying. Just in case you want to go, haven't heard of her, this is Karen, and I get her daily email. She has some of the finest graphic arts, and it's free to download. It's clip art, and she just, I mean, her things are beautiful. Of course, not everything appeals to everybody, but you remember some of these things. I had seen this lady a few, maybe last week or a week before, and when I was getting ready to assemble these, I thought of that lady. And so I printed out a lot on cardstock from Karen at the Graphics Fairy, and went to her site and looked it up and found it. And what I did was just fussy cut her out. It's really Lady in the Cupboard, but I thought it would look cute if the little heart were in her hand, if she were handing her heart to a friend. And so I fussy cut that out. But oh my goodness, ladies, if you don't get her her email with, you know, with her things on it, I sure would. I mean, it's worth it. It really is worth it. And for free, my goodness gracious. I don't know how she does it, but she does, and they're beautiful, and I've used quite a few. So anyway, that's my little lady that I have on here, and all I did was, what did I use for her? Oh, you know what I did use was my watercolor, and did her apron and her dress, and then I stickled with my, what, I'm not going to be able to see this because I don't have my glasses on, but anyway, this is the stickles color that I used on her. Made some little ribbons, put one here and then a paper rose there. Oh, on the back, and then there's the little heart, and all it is just a really old punch that I had, that I stamped a whole bunch of them, and so is the Friends stamp that I have here, and this camera is going to click out, so I'm going to watch and see. It'll run just a few more seconds and then click out on me, so never fear. You know me, I can keep on talking and rambling. I'll be back as soon as this thing knocks me off. But this again is another Stampin' Up! Stamp that I've had for years, two hearts with Friends on it, and I just used the red craft ink, which you used to be able to get all the colors in both the I'm back. You used to be able to get all of the ink colors from Stampin' Up! In both the classic, which is, and the craft, which is a stickier, more like Versamark. And so I've always had the clear embossing, because of the fact that I could just stamp in the craft ink from Stampin' Up! And then I could just pour the embossing powder over my stamp. So I always wanted clear. I didn't want white, because if I wanted red hearts, I didn't want to do hearts in the red craft ink and then pour white embossing powder over, because it would just hide the color. Here's the solid white, and that's what I used here. So I've always made sure that I've had clear. Now I go online, I don't see that they're making the colors in craft other than the black and white. So I'll be changing my habits, I guess, as soon as I run out of all my colors in the crafting. But then I put a little heart in her hand. So this is being offered to all the friends at CCL. And up here at the top, I just put a little ribbon in. And on the back side, I merely put a bow at the back of the ribbon, and then put my information down and another little heart. So that's it, ladies, and I'm hoping it's not so, I don't know, I always feel that there's something missing. I always feel that it could be just a little bit better, but maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. I see you guys do some of the most fantastic work and wonder how you got there, how you achieved the colors that you achieve. But I'll keep watching all of you. I'll keep learning, and I'll keep trying, but for my first effort, this is what I'm sending out to other people, and I just hope they all enjoy it. So this is Tilly, and I thank you very much for going through this process with me, and I'm going to get the rest of my little ladies. I'll put on their tags and get them mailed out before the end of this month. And I have one more that I joined, really, you know, once I get started now, there's just no stopping me. As I have started, going to start the recipe card too, that will be due by the end of January. So that'll be fun, because that's another thing I've never done before. But I thank you for joining me, and I thank you for walking through this this video with me, and leave comment at the bottom. I know that you all will know something more that can be done, or a way that I could have done this a little different that would have made it even more attractive. I'd like to hear anything that you have to say, and I'm going to keep watching all of you and your techniques. So this is Tilly signing off, and I thank you so much for watching and for commenting. It really means a lot to me. Bye-bye for now.